What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This one is something a lot of people I think are going to be interested in, something a lot of people have been waiting for, and I do have some news. It's not the news, not yet, but hopefully very shortly, and I'll explain everything in the upcoming video. But first, of course, I want to say thank you to all my awesome supporters. You guys mean a lot to me, and if you want to help support the channel, you can do so. You can donate to PayPal, Ko-Fi.com, or join my Patreon. And if you do any of those things, I do things for you as well. You'll receive weekly exclusive videos just for my supporters. All the big breaking news goes to them first before I put it on my public channel. I also talk a bit more about me personally in those videos, since my public channel is, you know, just about Cambodia stuff. So if you ever wanted to know what makes me tick, and no, it's not a time bomb, no matter how many of you wish it was, that's the way to do it. You can find those links down below, and I really appreciate it. All right, let's get on with the video. All right, so currently, in case you don't know, there are no visas on arrival in Cambodia. There was before the pandemic, but ever since the pandemic started, they got rid of that. Well, they suspended that program. And now, as you know, the only way to get a long-term visa here is to go through several steps. You have to get a tourist visa. You can do that online. And then once you're in country, you can go to any travel agency and you can change it to a long-term E-type visa for an extra fee on top of the regular visa fee. So it does cost a little more money, and there are more steps involved than usual. However, several departments, including the Ministry of Tourism, had a meeting that included the governor of Siem Reap. And they were discussing safe tourism places within the city that they think that they can designate for tourists to feel as safe as possible because of the that Omicron variant that's been spreading pretty fast here. And so what they decided is they're going to take several factors into account, including the number of cases in an area, how many deaths, how many severe cases as opposed to how many mild cases. They're going to compile all that data and designate each area that's attached to the tourism sector. They're going to designate each one that passes those certain standards as a safe area for tourists. Now, that doesn't mean visitors can't go to other areas if they wish, but they just want to make people aware, if somebody should be concerned or worried, that the places they designate are going to be safe, and they would have a smaller risk of contracting COVID-19 or the variants thereof. And they're doing this because they are drafting a resolution. As soon as this is done, they're drafting a resolution, according to the governor of Siem Reap. They're going to pass it up to the higher government, and of course the Prime Minister, and the Ministry of Tourism is going to request that visas on arrival be available again for international travelers. This is really good news. Like I said, the process now is long. There's more steps involved. It costs more money, and it causes confusion among people who don't quite understand, you know, what exactly they have to do. I mean, if you've never been here and you hear me say something like you can go to any travel agency, you might, you know, if you haven't been here, like, what's a travel agency? And which one do I go to, and how do I know I'm getting the best deal? And you know, there's a lot of things to think about. But visas on arrival are not everybody's cup of tea. But I think the majority of people that I've talked to that have spoken to me or left a comment or sent me a message are waiting for that day when the visas on arrival actually happen again. I know hopefully when they restart the program, it'll be just like it was when I got here over 4 years ago. You'll simply fill out an entry card on the plane before you land. Then when you go up to the desk, you'll present them with the entry card, show them your passport, and just tell them which visa you want. Do you want the tourist visa? Do you want the E visa? And that's it. Then you pay whatever amount. $30 for the tourist visa, $35 for the E visa. And either of those will be good for 1 month. And yes, for those of you that don't know, the E-type visa is actually a type of visa. Something like ER or EB or EG, those are visa extensions. So when visas on arrival begin again, just keep that in mind. You'll get either a T or an E stamp on your initial visa. Both of those are good for only 30 days. And then you take it to a travel agency. If you have an E visa, a long stay visa, you will take that to a travel agency and get whatever designation you want. Whether it's working, you would get the EB. If you're going to look for work, you can get a 6-month EG extension. And if you want to retire, you will request an ER visa extension. Technically, and I get this all the time, there is no such thing as a retirement visa or a working visa per se. Those are both visa extensions based off the E visa itself. But I mean, I understand. But if somebody's talking to me and they kind of know the basics and they say, how do I get the retirement visa? I know what they're talking about. They're talking about the process for getting the ER visa extension. But I know I hear some people always chastise me, you know, there's no such thing as a retirement visa. That's not what it's called. And yeah, technically they're correct. It's an ER, and the R is the visa extension to the E visa, otherwise known as the ordinary visa. But that's the one you need if you want to stay here long term, whether you're working or retiring. So I just wanted to clarify that. I'm not trying to get into semantics with anyone. But just to let you know, I understand. And it's not a, you know, if somebody truly doesn't understand that, I'll clarify. But I think most people understand, and they just, you know, they just type something like, how do I get the retirement visa? But I know what they mean. They mean the ER extension. Yeah. Look at that. It says sex is art. Huh. If that's the case, I'm a paint by numbers kind of guy, I guess. I'm less Van Gogh and more Dr. Seuss, I think. But anyway. So that's what's happening. It should be very soon. These things, believe it or not, don't take a long time here in Cambodia. I know you might hear about a program or something back where you come from, the government just beginning, you know, having their first meetings about changing something people are looking forward to if it passes. It could be months or years before those things come to their conclusion. But Cambodia, things move pretty fast. Once requests are made, especially things that will affect the economy of the country and the tourism sector, they tend to move pretty fast. Like I said, this meeting was held with not only the governor of Siem Reap, but the Ministry of Tourism, the leader of that department, the Aspara Authority, which of course is responsible for all the temples and Angkor Wat. And they've all agreed that once they get these numbers down for the different areas, they're going to include that in their request to the government and to the Prime Minister to allow visas on arrival again. In my opinion, and this is just my opinion, so if it's not yours, it's okay. Everybody has a different likes and dislikes, but I like the visa on arrival because it was easy. Now, yes, if you already have a visa beforehand, you don't have to wait in a line if there is a line to get in. But when I arrived here, and like I said, this was a little bit over 4 years ago, when I got here, there wasn't, I think it was 10 minutes from the time I entered the airport. I had my entry card in my hand. It was about 10 minutes before I had my visa stamp, and I was going through security and then going down to get my one piece of checked luggage I brought with me, my suitcase. It was very seamless, very easy, no surprises. But as I've said before, and I want to remind you, when this happens, and if that's the option you choose to get your visa, when you get your initial passport photo, get a couple extra. You're going to need them at first. Don't get too many though, because you can get additional ones for your resumes if you want to work and things like that. You might need additional passport photos in the future while you're here, but they're very, very cheap compared to where I came from, at least back home. They were very expensive back there. But do bring a couple with you. You're going to need one to put on your entry card. So just keep that in mind. And as far as getting one online in advance, an E-type visa from the website in advance, which is the website is down below if you're looking to get a tourist visa initially. You used to be able to get a tourist visa or an e-visa, but of course they've eliminated the e-visa. Not eliminated, but suspended that since the pandemic. Now when they have the visas on arrival again, when that program restarts, I don't know if they're going to also add it to the website to make these visas available beforehand to people, but I suspect they would. Because why wouldn't they? Giving people a choice. Do you want to get it online beforehand, or do you want to wait until you get to the airport and have us stamp it for you? But I don't know for sure. Like I said, this was just announced. Hello. And it's certainly good news for people who have been waiting to come over. At the very least, it'll save you some money because, like I said, the 1 month visa, the 1 month e-visa is $35, and then there shouldn't be an additional charge to get your extension for that. You'll just have to pay for the actual extension itself, whether you want a 3 month, 6 month, 1 year, whatever it is you want. And because like I said, right now changing a tourist to an e-visa in country costs anywhere between 120 and 150, 60 bucks extra on top of the visa costs, on top of the visa extension costs. So for me, it's like I said, it worked for me. I liked it. No problems at the airport. And as soon as that announcement is made and it becomes official, of course, all my supporters are going to get that information first, either through an email or an exclusive video I send. And hopefully it won't be but a couple weeks. I'm really hoping they push this through and it happens soon, because I know a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you are waiting for that. Yeah, I'm flying solo today. Sang-Lai's been sick for the last couple days. She's had a headache, stomach ache, she has a fever. She stayed mostly in bed. She puttered around puttered around the apartment a little bit today. But she sends me out for the things we need to the store, for the food. And I've been playing kind of a house husband, I guess you can say, even though I'm not a husband, but still. Believe it or not, doing dishes, even washing clothes. Making sure the place doesn't fill up with garbage and refuse. So that she doesn't have to worry about having a big mess when she gets back on her feet 100% and gets back out there. All right. That's what's happening here. Be sure to check out all my links down below. Like I said, if you want to receive my exclusive videos, I got PayPal, I got Ko-Fi.com, and there's my Patreon. Other channels vlogging from this part of the world, I list those down below for your viewing pleasure. Also down below are links to my books if you want to buy them individually. But if it's your first time donating, I will send you a copy of my book, Live in Cambodia, as a way of saying thank you. And also remember, if you like horror books and want to hear me review and discuss the ones I've been reading, let me know. I'll send you the link for my new channel. I'm happy with the progress. It's going well. And if that's something that interests you, I will certainly send you the link. All right. That's it for this one. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.